Okay, so until now we've talked about using sine, cosine, and tangent to find the lengths of one of the sides of the triangle. What if we want to figure out one of the angles in the triangle? In other words, if we look at this triangle over here, we already know two of the sides. We know that this side is 11, this side is 16. But the angle over here is x. We want to figure out how big is this angle. So we can use sine, cosine, or tangent to figure this out as well. And we're going to start by setting it up the same way. First, we're going to figure out, okay, the two sides that we have, the 11 and the 16, are those opposite, adjacent, or hypotenuse to the angle that we are trying to figure out. So we can see that the 11 is the opposite and the 16 is the adjacent. Okay, so since we have opposite and adjacent, we are obviously going to want to use tangent. Tangent is opposite over adjacent. Okay, so now we want to set up the equation. Now, until now, we always said when we had the sine, cosine, or tangent, we always take the sine or cosine or tangent of the angle. And we're going to do the same thing here. The difference is that we don't know what the angle is. So instead of writing something like tangent of 42, we're just going to have to write tangent of x. And since tangent is opposite divided by adjacent, that gives us tangent of x equals 11 over 16. Tangent of some angle equals 11 over 16. Now in this case, since we have both sides, 11 over 16, we can simplify that. 11 divided by 16 and get 0.6875. So tangent of x equals 0.6875. Now, if we knew the angle, we would just do tangent of whatever angle it is. But since we don't know the angle, we're not going to be able to just plug in tangent into the calculator. So what do we do? What do we do to figure out what angle has a tangent of 0.6875? So the answer is there's another function, which hopefully you have on the calculator, which is called inverse tangent, and it usually looks like a tangent to the negative 1. It looks something like this. This is called inverse tangent. It's not tangent to the negative 1 power, it's inverse tangent. Hopefully you have that and inverse sine, inverse cosine on your calculator. Sometimes you may need to press shift in order to get there. But what this button does, and this function, it allows you to take the tangent and figure out what angle has a tangent of 0.6875. So you type in inverse tan of 0.6875, and you'll get 34.5 degrees, which is our answer. That's our final answer. X is going to be 34.5 degrees. Or really, X is 34.5, because I already have the degrees there. But what's important to notice is whenever we did sine, cosine, or tangent, we were always taking it of the angle. When you do the inverse tan or inverse sine or inverse cosine, you're not taking it of the angle. You're actually taking it of the tangent, whatever that ratio was between the opposite and the adjacent. Take the tangent, the inverse tangent of that decimal, and this will give you the angle. So if you have the angle and you're trying to find the side, you do sine, cosine, and tangent of the angle. But if you have the side and you're trying to figure out the angle, then you take inverse sine, inverse cosine, inverse tangent of whatever the ratio was, and that will give you the angle that you want.